Hey, Natasha here. In this video, we are going to discuss the importance of being intentional about what we are putting our attention towards and what we are focusing on to avoid the pitfalls of confirmation bias. So when I had my private practice, I felt like I was circling the drain a lot of the times between financials, between marketing and referral sources. It would feel like I would be on this good streak, and then all of a sudden I would take 10 steps back. And I just felt like I was on this endless loop and I wasn't able to get ahead. And it became a pattern. And what it was I was anticipating the other shoe to drop. I was just assuming that things had to be hard, things had to be difficult, and I had to hustle and work really, really hard. And it actually is a form of confirmation bias. So I want you to ask yourself, am I anticipating the worst case scenario? Am I thinking that I'm going to be wrong or that things aren't going to go well? And then I want you to flip that to what if everything is easy, or what if everything is working out for me in the best possible way? So I have pre-written a few things here, and we're going to briefly just high-level review some of these. The first being the RAS, which we're going to our brains for a second, and that is your reticular activating system. And what that is, oversimplified, is your brain's filtering system. So we see so many things and process so many things throughout the day that we just can't process all of them and bring that to our attention. So what our reticular activation system does, activating system, it filters what we think or determine is important. Okay. So in my journey, right, I was anticipating things weren't going to go well, or that this deal was going to fall through, or I wasn't going to get X amount of referrals for that month as planned. And what my brain did was find proof that that was the case. And that is essentially what happened, right? It's in a sense like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's what we're focusing on and what we're paying attention to is ultimately what is going to happen. And so when we want to shift this, we shift to what we would like to happen, our goals are, what we deem important, and we focus on that and we keep that top of mind. And you can tell your brain, hey, please pay attention to this because this is important, or show me evidence that I am successful or that I am easily able to get X amount of referrals or clients for the month. And that is a way of shifting your attention and your focus on what you actually desire or the optimal outcome. The next is the actions that you're taking. So what are you doing? Are you aligned? Are you taking the aligned actions, right? So you have your big goals or X amount of big goals that you do have. And then how do you turn that around and make that happen? You chunk that down, right? We've talked about that in previous episodes. And are you actually then doing those things? Are those things reflected on your calendar? And then are you actually following through and doing those things? What are you doing? Now, if you find yourself binge watching on Netflix instead of doing X, Y, and Z, that confirmation bias is going to come in because you may want those things and you might be doing this. But if you are filtering in doom scrolling, for instance, which will lead into what we are consuming, instead of doing X, Y, and Z, you're just going to see more of what you don't want, and you're going to get the results of the same. So when it comes to consuming, doom scrolling is a big popular one, right? So are you scrolling? Are you procrastinating? Are you listening to a bunch of, and then learning, right? So are you doing all these other things instead of actually taking the actions to do that? Is your algorithm, your feeds full of negative things? Or is it full of things that are inspiring to you, people that are where you want to be? Is that what you are consuming? What are you seeing and what are you consuming? What is your brain taking in? Because again, that RES is going to activate and it's going to show you more of what you're focusing on and what you're putting your attention towards, right? And then visuals. This can be an array of things. The most popular would be like if you wanted to create like a vision board, but this could be anything that helps to keep your focus and attention of the things that you desire, your goals top of mind, whether that's a vision board, whether that is statements, goals, affirmations, put them up where you can see it frequently, put it in those places first thing in the morning, in your bathroom, in your car, wherever you spend the most time. Even you can go and make a different wallpaper on your phone or on your desktop, on your computer. Keep things top of mind so you are always thinking about your goals, what you desire, what you're focusing on, again, what you're paying attention to. And lastly is your inner circle. So that is, I'm going to put 5 here. That is the 5 people closest to you. If you have a lot of people, you can expand that a little bit, but it's typically the 5 people that are closest to you. Are they supporting you? What are you hearing? What are they saying to you in relation to your goals? Are you sharing that with those people? Do you feel safe to do so? Do you not? Do you feel like they're going to be hypercritical? Those things you got to take into account too, because this all goes back to what's being filtered, what you've deemed important. And if you are putting all this stuff into top of mind and your focus, yet your external or what's going on around you or the people that are around you are not supportive and not reflecting of that, then you really got to take that into account, whether that's taking a little bit of break from those people, whether you may not be sharing those things with those people. But you have to look at this again full circle, because you are going to always get that confirmation bias, whether it's good or negative. But typically, this will be the negative because it comes from people, it comes from what we consume, it comes from what we see, and it comes from what we are doing or not doing when we're taking actions. We're delaying the actions, delaying the outcome, well, then you're not going to get the outcome. And also then it goes back, what are we paying attention to and what we've deemed important? But you not only have to focus on what it is that you want, but then you have to take the actions. It's twofold. And it really encompasses all of these things. Otherwise, you will get the confirmation of what you're paying attention to. So if you feel the other shoe is going to drop, you feel like things are always going to be hard, or you can't seem to get this project done or expand your business or whatever it is that you are trying to do, that confirmation bias will appear. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So this video was a little shorter than others, but if you want to dive in deeper, I invite you to take my 2-minute Are You the Bottleneck quiz to see who or what is slowing down you in your progress with your business. And also, you can check out my website. I have plenty of other courses, free resources that you can check out and download instantly. See you in my next video.